Welcome to At the Vanguard. We're TB Vanguard, and our motto is for fans by fans. We showcase fans on the front line of the Team Breezy movement. This podcast is an open forum to discuss current topics as they relate to Chris Brown and his fan base.
Hey guys, everybody, welcome to our January 15th, 2018 podcast. Glad you all could join us. Got some stuff to cover today. The first thing we'll talk about is everyone's thoughts on the H&M hoodie scandal. Is everyone aware of what happened with H&M and their youth hoodies? Okay, so earlier, mid last week, it might have been earlier in the week or the middle of last week, they had a shoot that was released with their new sweatshirts, hooded sweatshirts, or pullovers.
Yeah, it was a new campaign for H&M.
Yeah. Right, and they're for youth, and they had different themes, and one of the shirts in particular was a green hoodie, and it said "Coolest Monkey in the Jungle," and it was being worn by a dark-skinned African-American little boy. No, actually not African-American, I take that back. A dark-skinned black child. And so, of course, it became a big thing, and everyone had their opinion on it. Even the mom commented afterwards. Several celebrities commented on it, to the point where H&M issued an apology. First, it was kind of a small-scale apology. Then they went back and basically released a longer apology explaining everything or their take on it. So, who would like to share their thoughts first?
Oh, yeah. I would like to go.
Oh, you want to go? Go ahead. Sorry.
I used to work for H&M, and my sister currently works at H&M. So once the people happened, I was like shaking my head. I'm glad I don't work there. But I spoke to my sister, and I was like, "Wow, like how was work the next day?" Because I wanted to know, like, how was work?
Right.
It was such an awkward vibe when she got there. And she said they removed all the hoodies out of the store. They put them up in the stock room. She said that they had printed out the apologies and stuck them all over the store. And she felt so bad, and she felt like it was, an awkward place to be in because she's black, and then she works there. And she's like, you want to be, pro-black for the stance, but, this is my job. And, she said, and I didn't notice that this is becoming a popular thing now because I've seen it on social media, but she said people are trying to come in and vandalize the store. And I was like, okay, I get it. Be upset with the company, but when you start to affect the employees that has absolutely nothing to do with the corporate people, because who at the board meeting sat around at the table, looked at the picture and thought, oh yeah, put this on the site, this is a great idea. This is a great idea. But I always feel like those type of big companies do that for shock factor, for them to talk about it. Even though H&M is a big brand, I just feel like they do that to trigger people, and then it's a big thing. Everybody's talking about it. I just feel like that was very poor taste. I was looking at it there's no way everybody in the board meeting said, yeah, this is good. That means there's actually no black person in that room, or was that one black person that's like an Uncle Tom and thought that this was okay? Because if they had that one black person said, no, this is going to cause an uproar, ain't no way in hell they would have put that out there. Especially in the day and age when everybody gets so upset over everything on social media. No. Shaking my head.
It is very questionable. It's very questionable. It's not even just having a black person. White people know. They know that we would get pissed off at that. So why do it? Why even do it?
Yeah. I agree with that too. But what I did find interesting was there was a lot of individuals commenting on Twitter that didn't know and didn't get it. And then I thought about where is H&M based? I mean, because I've seen the store, I've been in the store, but I don't know if it's a company in the, a U.S. formed company or not.
Sweden.
Right, which is what I thought, which is exactly what I thought, because that's what I saw, but I wasn't sure if that was accurate or not. And so then I wondered, is the term monkey used to describe I shouldn't say African Americans, but used to describe people of color out there? Because, here, it's a big deal, but I don't know if it is there. And the only reason I say that, too, is because the mom of the little boy, or whoever was portraying, or supposed to be the mom, seemed to have a very, very different take. And they were from Sweden as well. So it was just interesting, because we know here that that's not acceptable. But overseas, I don't really know, if they do or don't. But they should still be aware of where they're marketing to. And if you're marketing to a place like the United States, you should be aware of things that would be appropriate and wouldn't be appropriate.
But we have to be very, it's very well known that racism is very alive in the UK. I mean, you hear about it more often. It happens more often than you think. Whether it's, I don't care where you're at, you're like Britain, like we see people like Rihanna, whoever, all these big names, Chris, them. When they go over there, it don't seem like it, but it is. It runs very rampant over there. You can see it with the market, with seeing, just kind of the treatment with the Prince and his fiance. It's very well known. Racism is very high over there. So I can't say that they, it's just okay. But I don't care who you are, with such a brand as huge as H&M and the sales and marketing that they do in the U.S. And the climate that we live in today, you had to know better. I don't care what the mother said. I don't care what anybody said, because of the political, especially the political climate with the president that we have, period. And so the division is even worse. You got to know better as a professional marketing person that wasn't going to be okay. And it also goes to show, again, why net neutrality is so important, because the biggest influence people on social media is black people of color. And they're showing their power so much so that we're watching the UK stores be South Africa, they're like vandalizing the stores and all that kind of stuff. Now, I'm not here for all of this craziness, but I'm just saying that power that people of color exert on social media it runs rampant, and I really think that's why they're trying to cut down. They're trying to take away Obama's net neutrality laws to make people start paying for the internet, hopefully to kind of take it back, so to speak. So I'm just watching it all as a whole, and I just think they should have known better. It was not a good idea ever. And
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
And the thing of the mother, one thing about a lot of European blacks, I'm not saying all of them, but I would say a vast majority, white people will say things like that in Europe, and they ignore it, or they, even if they get angry, they sort of let it slide. We would, maybe in the 50s we would have, but in the modern era, blacks in America we're hypersensitive, but we also don't accept that type of behavior. It's very, or that type of language. But if you look at a lot of I love England. Everybody knows I love everything English. And one of my favorite soap operas is Coronation Street. Even though they have lots of mixed couples, they have lots of black people on there, but still they'll put in something every so often, something questionable goes in there, and it just, nobody thinks anything of it. They really don't think anything of it. And you talk about Sweden. This is a country who had a black child, and a petting zoo. I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was Sweden. So in the late 50s, people think this is something from like the turn of the century. If you ever saw that picture, I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's a little black girl in like a pen with white people standing all around looking at her. I don't know if you've ever seen it. Well, it's the same country. I've seen that a long time ago, but it's not so long ago.
Yeah, I've seen that. I remember that.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I mean, things like that will slide, but but like you say, with marketing people like that, they should know better. I mean, anybody in marketing should know how to read or gauge the attitude of the people in the market. That makes no sense. I don't take any, claim of innocence. I don't buy that at all.
Yeah. I was definitely shocked by her response, though, telling us we needed to get over it, and it was just, she seemed, I don't know, in denial.
Yeah,
it was very weird. Her response
is probably trying to make sure her child has a future in. She doesn't want her child to be tied negatively, because probably to her this was a jump start in her child's career. So
yeah, I'm sure.
She's probably looking at it from a business standpoint. She's not looking at it from a social standpoint.
But if she really, really want to capitalize, when she sees Diddy and all these other people hop up there,
right?
Hey, take advantage. You know what I mean? Because
right.
at that point, Diddy is definitely all about making money. So hey, he understands.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can do this and use this little guy to, market some things. She still could have got paid. So I mean, not that they didn't pay her, but I think it's like you said. She was thinking.
Yeah, there's no telling what kind of contract she signed with H&M. There's
that's true.
Behind the scenes, what's really, because I'm gonna tell you something. If you don't read these contracts, honey, that's slavery too. That can turn into slavery. You don't even know. They're trying to sign.
And the reporting artists tell you the same.
Yeah, of course I've shared it with everybody that I know now, so we're not going to be buying anything from there. So, as of right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So thanks for giving me that information. I didn't know.
Well, but leave it up to Black Twitter to turn it into, something humorous. So there were all these different types of memes with, children in different sweaters, and some of them, this is inappropriate, but I did laugh. I won't repeat them, but if you saw them, some of them were quite funny.
Yeah.
Did everybody get to share their thoughts on the first topic?
Dave, what did you think?
It is extremely offensive, and just like Sade was saying, for nobody to say anything at H&M before this came out, it says a lot. It really does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it says I don't have a diverse board or marketing department. We don't have any diversity in the higher up areas. That's what
true.
It is.
We didn't probably barely have Black people, so but
right.
I mean, seriously, I mean, you think about places like Sweden, Norway, there really no representation to say, hey, no, this is not a good idea ever. Like, we're not doing this. But, I also believe that there are companies that believe that because their brand is so big, and a lot of times because of those bargains we get, like think of Walmart or, places like that, that no matter what, Black people's not going to stop shopping there, because we say a lot of things online, but how many of us really stop patron? Right. How many of us really say, I'm taking my money somewhere else? Because first of all, we're the number one consumer in America, and Black women is the number one consumer, period. It's like, if we ever just took one day and truly came together and did something, we could change so many things. But how many of us are really willing to do it? That's the question. Then you see the memes, for $1 million they can do this. Who even said they gave them $1 million? They could that contract could have been $1,000. We have zero idea of what
Who
that
knows?
contract was worth. We have no idea.
Right.
It might not even been a contract. It could have just been a one-time pay. Put this on it, we're going to pay you, and that's that. Like, we don't, but people willing to sell completely out based off how much money the contract giving up, but it's something, it's a lot of things that are way bigger than that, because now this is forever etched in the internet. This one moment in time.
I agree. Very valid points. Very valid points. All right, well, we can move on. If everybody shared what they wanted to share in that topic, we can move on to the next topic, which has to deal with...
but we were talking about the album. The album is currently number 14. Is that right? Are they, Tammy?
Yeah, it is.
On what? 14 on what? Billboard 200?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not. I don't think it's going anywhere the rest of the year. Honestly.
Yeah.
I think
as
it's
long
going
as
to be
he
there.
put out a single, as soon as he drop a single and a video, it's gonna go right back up.
Right.
Where is it at on R&B?
He's behind that Khalid.
number
Khalid.
2.
Yeah, Khalid, whatever his name is, Khalid. You know what I'm talking about, the boy who sing Location. I can't pronounce his name. I think it's Khalid. Him. He's behind him.
Okay.
Number 2.
Yeah. That's because his label
his album back up.
No shade, but it's because his label discounted his albums like $7, so that's why he's like beating Chris. Because Chris.
Oh, okay. Because I was wondering what made his album come back up.
Yeah, they discounted his album. I realize that Chris never does that. He don't discount his singles. He don't discount his albums. Never to cheat. Like, he never does it. Like, you can just cheat a little bit. Like, everybody else is doing it, so technically he's not cheating.
I would think the record company would do it just to boost sales, but they never do. They never do. Have you ever heard, Sam, why a record company would not discount an album? I know that's why they shouldn't do it too much. But remember when Lady Gaga had that album down to $1? I mean, it sold like crazy, and after that they said they never let it happen again.
Maybe that's her.
I could have sworn I've seen his X album it was discounted, but it was never like that. But it did go down to like $5.99 at one point because he tweeted the album, but it never went to a nickel, like
$1.
right. But it was, he's had discount on albums, just not like that. But I don't know. It's just I often wonder, I feel like RCA, like they're gonna get every single penny, coin, dime that they can get out of Chris Brown, period. It seems so simple to say, we're going to discount it to $2 or whatever. But I don't know. I just feel like they feel like if you are going to rock with Chris, you're going to pay. So they just not going to do it.
I feel like he should do the little sneaky ticket sale album bundle when he does decide to go on tour. Whenever that is.
I just feel like
what happened? His album's on discount or something?
No, we were talking about that, Heartbreak on a Full Moon jumped back into the top 15 on the Billboard 200. I think it was like one, and now it's like number 14. And then, and then they asked, what was he on R&B? And he was like, he's number 2 behind Khalid because his album is discounted for $7 or $6.99 right now on iTunes. So that's why he's like.
I just don't see why anybody would ever look at it as if, just saying like, why does anybody ever look at marketing genius as like it's cheating? That's what you do. That's what marketers do. You're trying to sell a product. Like, that's your job. So I don't know why everybody has this moral standing of, Chris don't need to bundle his. Yeah, he do. He's here to sell albums. If you're gonna sell your ticket to your show, bundle in your album.
That's the smartest thing he can do is bundle it with his tour or bundle it with BP. That is the best thing he can do.
Exactly. Like, I've been screaming this. I don't understand why somebody think this is some kind of a. Do you know how hard you work to get your name to be worth something? Like, whether you dogging whoever, like even Rihanna, we know how she did. You don't dog. That's what they name. Get them. It gets a company to say, hey, I'm going to give you $25 million to sponsor your tour, so you ain't got to spend a dime, and we're going to buy 1 million of your streams or whatever. Do it. That's your name. You work hard for somebody to understand the work and going to pay you. I don't know. I just like, what's up with all this moral upstanding stuff to where this is wrong? This is not wrong. This man been in this business 12, 13 years. He put the work and the blood, sweat, and tears. Yeah. That's what should happen right now.
Also,
Okay.
I'm saying these artists gonna have to do those bundles soon, because didn't they say at the end of 2018, Apple is getting rid of iTunes as a whole and it's just gonna be streaming?
Yes.
Yeah, I did hear that. Yep.
So it's like,
I think he should go back and do like he did with those. I think it was the Walmart albums where he had like special ones with autographs.
those were fun.
He should do something like that.
Yeah, but think about it. Then he said his physical copies, he haven't
and they were
sold
hiding them
100,000 yet. So it's like, this is where, so the market has proven this is where we are streamed abundant. That's what everybody's pretty much doing now. Like, we're like, a lot of us are the hardcore fans, so we're gonna buy the physical copy. But it's not enough of us anymore. You feel me? So you have to get inventive out here to how you're gonna. Chris giving us a quote unquote 4 album thing, and that's why he only needed 33 and a half streams to count per album, so that he's platinum. So it's like, you got to get inventive and really, figure out ways so that you can, your work can really, what am I trying to say? Like, people will get it or whatever. So
You should do a vinyl collection, I think, because the thing about it is, you buy the physical album, you really don't want people to buy it and play it. You want them to stream it. You want them to buy the physical as a token, really. You want these people to go back and start streaming. So he should do like a vinyl edition. Exactly. Like those big plastic ones or whatever you guys used to make that stuff out of. Wasn't it like
vinyl? It was made out of
vinyl. Yeah.
Yeah. With different colors and stuff.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm just saying.
This album would be as a vinyl. It would be pink and stuff. How cute.
That would be
it's really
It
cute.
could glow.
But in this day and time, what would it cost a label to print up vinyl to sell, and how many would you print?
Well, people are doing it. That's a great question.
Yeah,
but I know.
You just got to buy.
Yeah, but normally it's later. It's like after the album has been out for however long, and then they do this whole vinyl thing, right? It's not. It's never on release.
No. I've seen certain artists release their vinyl within 6 months after their album came out, because I've seen it at Barnes & Noble.
Right.
That's true. It's not exactly.
I'm just saying
true.
it's not on release.
Not right now.
Yeah.
That's true.
Oh, I forgot another topic that we could completely skipped over. Him being in the studio with Jacquees and Joyner Lucas.
Oh my God, yeah.
Remember, he's doing a mixtape with Jacquees.
I have something I would like to say. I was speaking to another Team Breezy member, and they were questioning about tempo and the other songs that we've been requesting for the longest. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. We was trying to come up with a solution to get something else to chart, either on radio or on Billboard, because I know tempo is already on R&B charts, right? Yeah. So that's why I put up this. It's like 3 words. It tells exactly when for sales, when the chart starts for sales, when they start counting the sales, and when it ends, and also for the streaming and when it ends, and also for what else? Airplay. So the pushes a song up the charts is airplay is number 1. And we don't have that on any of the newest songs from the album. And sales. And streaming would be last. So that's pretty much why it hasn't chart. I guess maybe the streaming isn't as high or as it could be or should be, and maybe because we don't have a video, it's just the audio and the audio from YouTube. And again, YouTube is also mixed with international views as well. So people all over the world are watching on YouTube plus North America, the U.S., I'll say. So we were just trying to come up with something. So I was thinking, I didn't know at the time, but I know now that Remy Ma is dropping a song with Chris Brown this Friday, right? So, but before I knew that, we were thinking like maybe we should all just buy Tempo and probably gift it to someone so it can like give it a little boost so we can get it to chart, because Pills and Automobiles still at number 4. It has the potential to go up if people are requesting, because the top number 1 and number 2 songs are going down. So, but that's the last song that's on on the charts. Radio, that's the last song on radio, and it's the last song that's on the Billboard 100 as well. So I just wanted to, run out across you guys and see what you thought about maybe we can purchase Tempo and gift it to someone. What do you think?
Who's to say he's going to even pick Tempo as the next single? We don't even know, because nobody knows what he's doing, everything. I know Riveting said that he had some ideas for videos and they would have meetings and stuff, but nobody really knows what the next single is. He hasn't asked us, what do you want for the next single? I want to shoot a video.
Right.
What do you have in mind? Nobody knows. It's just like, a lot of people are even thinking like he's done with shooting videos for the album. Like, no way. Absolutely not. There's no way he just like, that's it. I'm not doing nothing else for it.
Not with all those songs.
Exactly. Not with all those
seems
that need a video.
But he has moved on. It just seems like he has moved on, though.
Moved on. I said that to a Team Breezy member. I mean, because Chris is like, we got to remember, I mean, he's constantly to the next thing almost. I mean, I know Jake is still tweeting the album, things like that. But in my heart, I feel like he did what he did, and he gone. Like, once he started, making sure that we still got some of those other songs, like Going At It, Him or Me, those little SoundCloud joints, I felt like he was gone then. Like he was gone. Like he on to the next project. Not that he wouldn't. I feel like it would have to be a demand. Like something would have to go flying up to where it can't be denied. And then he's going to say, oh, I got to do this, for the fans or whatever. I don't know. That's just kind of how
That would be the absolute worst thing he could possibly do. You do not drop a project this massive and then just leave it. Like, okay, when platinum buy. Like, that's it. Like, that's
we're talking about Chris, y'all. We're talking about Chris. I'm just saying.
There's so many good songs, no videos. There's too many good songs.
Right? But I told y'all.
Especially if he wants some Grammys. If he wants some Grammys for this album, he's going to have to put out more singles from this album.
I agree.
Because the ones, let's be real, all the singles that he dropped from this album isn't the potential that this album has to win a Grammy. Like, based off of those singles he dropped, he will not win a Grammy for this album. Let's be real. But there's some gems
I agree with CM.
that can get him a Grammy.
I think he would probably be waiting for something to really like jump off. Then I think all of this time, that's probably what he's waiting for, to see, like, because he's picked 5 or 8 of them, because I know he released another 4 after the first 5. Well, and then he included Grass and Greener, but the one that's leading is Tempo. So I believe he would, if he was going to do a video, he would do it for Tempo. And it's also one of the songs that he's added to his shows.
Right.
And it has the highest, it's not the highest in streams. What's the song? Confidence is the highest. But
I'm not one to gossip, but you didn't hear this from me. But EJ was on a video shoot, and Janae was there. And I was just thinking,
Juicy Booty.
or is is it something? But because I was like, no, but then I saw his dancers weren't there. And I was like, usually Juicy Booty is a song that has to have choreography. And then the setting of the place where they were shooting the video didn't look like what I would imagine if it was Juicy Booty. Like, they had it in this really nice mansion. And I'm thinking, when I hear Juicy Booty, I think roller skating rink. I think of a backyard barbecue 90s theme. I hear that.
Do you think it's Hello Ego?
Booty, that's what I think
Do
of.
you think it's Hello Ego?
But didn't she scrap that
I mean,
from her album in general?
Yeah, she did in general, but I'm just saying, I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm just trying to think of what it, if it's not Juicy Booty.
Because he made it very clear, like, whatever song they were shooting a video for, he made sure that nobody heard it. So I don't know if it's supposed to be like a surprise. Is it like, I don't know. We'll see. But the way Chris been MIA just painting his house, I don't think he was shooting a video, but who knows? He likes to do things in secrecy, so who knows?
Juicy Booty is so 90s. Like, it's so 90s flavor, so I can see roller skate. I can see anything 90s vibe. Like,
barbecue, backyard barbecue in the hood. Like, that's what I think of when I hear Juicy Booty. Hopefully we get a couple more videos from this era. Riverdon said he had meetings for videos, so I don't think he's just going to shut us out.
Yeah, I don't think it's over. I don't think it's over. It's just, he's just not in a hurry, I guess. Or he's being secretive.
But I mean, I don't know, y'all. I mean, I always think about it like this. I did think that we was going to get a video with the Agnes chick, which is why them set up of pictures and stuff like that. So you might get that video. I mean, because that was so on purpose with how they were sitting out and, just those types. So I'm like, you might get a video for On Purpose. And you might get a video for Trust Me. I mean, I don't know, but I'm thinking it's going to be a video from the last 12 songs. You got to get a video from one of those. And I don't know. I honestly, in my heart, I believe he's gone. Heartbreak on the Full Moon is, as far as anything visual, unless something pops off, like where it's like, okay, I got to do something. I think he's gone. Like, I think he chose the songs to put that he's going to incorporate in his tour. So everybody kind of got to hear them when he went out this holiday season. Juicy Booty, Hope You Do, I can't remember what else he did. But
Tempo.
Tempo, yeah.
For him to only just give us 3 new ones with the singles. There's no.
But like, that's why I was crying that's why I was crying so much, y'all, about Chris and quote unquote R&B, because they're R&B in genre, but we didn't get no visual for none of those tracks. And maybe it's because nobody, but he just left it. It's like, no, I'm not giving y'all no ballad, no visual for none of that stuff. You can listen to it on the album and that's that, because you haven't got your last ballad video from Chris Brown. Take yourself back to what that was. And I'm talking about ballad.
Like slow songs? Yeah. I guess his last like R&B video was Back to Sleep.
Right.
But,
so you got one. You got one
ballad?
royalty.
Ooh, the last ballad, was it Don't Judge Me? Was it Don't
Judge Me? I mean, yeah, I guess you could say that. Yeah, but that's not a love ballad song. That's more just his personal. That's his personal heart of what he's going through, right? So I don't know. That's all I wanted when I seen him talk about he's gonna bring that back, and I still ain't got it yet. So it's like, okay, I just moved on.
He don't give us anything
Honestly,
else.
I'm not getting it right now this season.
From the album, I'll be satisfied with him just making a video for the title track and then cutting the era off. I'll be satisfied with that. Like, that song is too beautiful to not get a visual or at least a live performance.
I agree.
I'm not a fan.
You can end it with the title track and I'll be fine. Okay. Okay. I already have the visual set up in my mind how I want it to be too.
But this whole
I think that if you I think that was that's the issue, is because it's like 45, 57 songs. It's good, when it's time to flip over 1,500 streams each and every time to build up streams on an album. but it's costly when it comes to singles because now, each single it takes longer to build up streams for each single. And that's why it hasn't charted, and that's why it's not added to radio. So, if that's what it's going to be, I don't know. It seems like he's moved on, just like what CM has said. Like if something doesn't jump off, which it looks like it was about to be 10 million streams just on Spotify. So I don't know what it is on the other streaming apps. But that one is...
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I would think it would be that song. And he's always posting about songs or whatever about tempo. So that's what makes me think if he was to do a video, it would be with that one. Now I'm saying, what should we do? What should we be doing? Should we continue to stream the album on?
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm just streaming the album so he decides to pick something for a single. Yeah, and then we can put our focus on to just streaming that song because the more streams that song gets, it'll push the album. And then if he drops a dope visual to one of the most like say if he chooses tempo for the next single. Everybody already loves tempo. A lot of people are actually like waiting, where's the video? Where's the video? Where's the video? If he was to drop a really bomb video for tempo and like really put some thought into it, really like make a really nice visual, it'll push that song far because a lot of people like that song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Station is going to add the songs they want to add, but they're not going to play them if it's not selling and if it's not streaming, if the streams aren't high and if it doesn't have sales. You understand? Just like Billboard is not going to chart it.
But you're saying that radio, are you saying that they don't send, the record label don't send their next single to the radio? The radio just listens to it.
They have all of them. They have the whole album. They have the whole album.
I mean, there also used to be, and it still is, a process of the record company sending
giving approval.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
That's something that they are supposed to do, but they haven't been doing it for Chris. At RCA has not been doing that for Chris. I don't know why, but it's not happening.
But it usually happens when he has a...
It's not happening because the sales and the streams.
No.
Okay, you think...
No, hold on. Okay, we can't. Everybody can't all talk at once. So who wants? Everybody can't all talk at once. So who wants to speak next on this topic? I don't care who it is. I just don't want everybody else talking at once.
Okay, we'll see him. So the thing is, normally what happens is, just like DJ Envy. DJ Envy has the whole Heartbreak on the Full Moon album. I mean, he just has the album. But the record company says, we're going to push Hope You Do is the next single. So then what happens is, according to whatever, that criteria that maybe you're speaking of, Sandy, that's part of it. But also, the record label, because this is what Jermaine Dupri and so many other old school people were so upset about, is that the radio is like, what you gonna give us to push this single? So when you get that media-based chart, it says Pills and Automobiles up 500 streams, right? Plus streams, meaning, plays, meaning in different areas, it's got that many add-ons to radio stations. So it done been added to 500 plus radio stations across the country because the label has poured the money into making sure that this is played every hour, every 2 hours, or at the midnight storm, or whatever it is that is popular on certain radio stations. So it's not just... They
can do that. They can do that because they're paying for promotion. So if I'm an artist, or if I have an artist and I want to pay a radio station to promote my artist, then of course they're going to push that artist's music more.
But what I'm saying is that's the whole thing. That's what's happening nowadays. So until somebody chooses what they're going to get behind, what song they're going to get behind, then we can start seeing, this song has been added to radio, meaning officially added to radio. so that now, the company is behind it and they're going to push these radio stations by money, whatever it is that they're trading for them to play the song. That's what I mean.
Can I chime in?
Mm-hmm.
Also, let's also not act like, a video is a lot of the part too. Like, we always notice that when Chris drops a video, he drops the iTunes link, and then it gets a bunch of ads on radio. We know this. His visual usually pushes the song for him. Look what Pills and Automobiles Bill's video did for the song.
Yep.
It's just like he needs a visual. He has to give us a video and say, okay, this is the next single. Focus on this. Because nobody...
Yeah, but it only gets to 50-something on the billboards, though, because of the sales.
Whose fault is that? Like, once you buy it, it's out of your control. That's it. Once you bought it, but now I notice that streams are the big thing that is helping these songs really, tour. Because a lot of the streams, they get 1 million+ streams every day. So when you think
it's
about
only $1.29. But the song is only $1.29.
Nobody wants to buy nothing no more. Everybody prefers to stream it.
Right. If I'm paying $10.99 a month, if I'm gonna pay $10.99 a month for a streaming service, then I really don't have to buy anything because I can listen to it anytime I want.
I was just asking because I had to ask. I didn't know. I don't know unless I asked. So I asked, and that's what it is.
Oh yeah. But I agree about the $1.29 though, because what happens when I no longer want to pay for the streaming service?
True.
I don't have no songs.
But see, that's the force though. That's the force, right?
No, I was saying in addition. I was just saying in addition. In addition.
Sure. No, I would do both. I would, buy, and then after I've bought, stream.
Right, so, but I'm just saying, think about people like Apple.
iTunes will be going away. iTunes will be going away.
At the end of this year, it's over.
Yeah, that sucks.
But that's how heavy streaming. That's how streaming has taken over sales. It's almost super.
That's right. It has. It's just like cassettes going away and CDs came in. Like now, it's just a new way to consume music, and this is what they choosing to put their money behind. They're like, okay, now we're not going to be printing up no CDs. We're not going to do this. Either you're not even going to get this music unless you buy the streaming service. And that's what I'm talking about. And see, again, we can go all the way back to this net neutrality law where, if you don't have the internet, it's horrible. So they're trying to find more ways to make more money. You feel what I'm saying? It's like we can make more money this way because we can decide what we're going to charge you for piece by piece versus, you pay $50 a month and just get this internet. Well, you can get it, but we're going to charge you $10 if you want to be on Twitter. We're going to charge you $15 if you want to be on Facebook. You see what I'm saying? So that's how all this, that's how all this stuff is going. And we even can see it with music consumption. Whoever would have thought people wouldn't, well, I ain't going to say, but I never thought CDs now, is like almost gone because of streaming. So it's kind of like, we're just in a new era now, a new generation.
The internet ruined everything. I still buy it.
Yeah.
I like the pictures. I like pictures inside the album booklet. I still buy them.
But see,
I do too.
That's the best part about Tidal, though. I will say that, Tidal actually has the booklet. And so when you tap it, the booklet opens for whatever song you're listening to, and you can read all the credits and stuff for that particular song. So you can't do that on Apple Music. At least I ain't found out how to do it.
Because I've been tapping on it on Apple Music. I'm like, there's no pictures here. But usually when you buy the album on iTunes, the booklet used to come with the album. At the bottom it would be like a digital booklet at the bottom.
Yep.
That didn't happen.
Yep.
What happened?
Yep.
What are they going to replace iTunes with?
Apple
Just streaming services. Just Apple Music.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like
that. It ain't
that.
gonna go nowhere. It won't go nowhere. You'll still have it. You'll still have anything you bought. You're still gonna have.
Yeah. But yeah, we're right. That's true. But see, my thing is, I don't like. I generally have iTunes, but I generally use Spotify, and I don't like I have an outdated tablet, so it'll just play songs over and over, and I can dictate how I want to use it. Versus the newer, the updated versions of Spotify, you don't get to just, unless you have premium, the free version, you don't get to just dictate like that. And I don't like that. Because I don't want to pay unless I'm actually buying the CD or whatever. No. Unless I'm actually, buying CDs or whatever. And some of those songs really aren't available. Like there's certain things on Spotify, versions of things that aren't available to purchase. So I don't know how I feel about that. But we've got one more topic to talk about before we get into delete and all that other stuff, and that was, I believe, about the fans retweeting negative articles or things that they don't know to be accurate. So, Paula, do you want to explain now that we have everybody on what that was about?
We had a little burial, and we're supposed to be burying this thing of reposting negative articles and that kind of thing. And then the story with Fiji, the blog posted that, Chris was up for, there was a possibility he could go to jail, which of course is not true. When Justin Bieber and Frank Montana had their monkeys confiscated, there was no talk of a jail sentence because it's a misdemeanor.
Yeah.
So, just reposting it, like, spread panic and spread, and upset and all that. It's like, I don't know what we can do to stop people from repost. I mean, why repost it?
I've never understood why Team Breezy indulged in the negativity. Every time I turn around and I see something negative on my timeline, because I don't follow those type of blogs or things of that nature that I know is biased and very malicious towards Chris. But yet somehow they always see on my timeline. I think usually, I never know about the negative things. Yeah, it makes headlines, but I try not to look at it. But then when I go on my timeline, it's all up and down my timeline. I'm thinking, as a fan base, why do you put that negative energy?
Exactly.
And then they tag him in it. And it's like, do you want to rise out of him?
That's the part
Break his mode?
I don't understand the tagging. It's one thing to repost and stuff. I don't like the tagging. It's like they want a reaction. They want him to respond. I think back in the day when they would do this, it was more or less to find out if something was true. Because they, to ease their anxiety a little bit. But now, so much of them are older. You don't need to do that. You don't need to tag him in he doesn't need to see every little thing. You don't need to tag the blogs, because some of them would do that too on Instagram. They'll tag the blogs in little dirt or what they perceive to be drama, and it's so annoying because it's like, who needs enemies, when you're doing stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, it's frenemies. You're doing those kinds of things. So I don't understand what the whole purpose of that is, but they're creating more anxiety for themselves. I know a lot of fans matured and it's different, but there are just some people that kind of like that negativity and like that attention. And also they just want that instant, response of, no, this is not true, so they can say, and move on or go the complete opposite. So
maybe maybe with some of those people who are reposting stuff, or maybe it's like you said, I think sometimes it's an anxiety thing. I think people start to freak out. Maybe if there could be a DM created for, hey, if you have any questions about gossip or anything going on in the media, please come to the DM. Don't repost the negativity, bring it to our attention, and we can research it and provide you the information you need.
I agree.
Years though, we said that for years.
Many years.
People don't like the drama of it, and the that's how they identify. There's one particular fan that just everything is negative. They'll, if he does this and he does that, and you always have to bring this up. No, you're bringing it up. You're the one bringing it up. It's like, I don't know. It's like,
it's like some of them are just
that's
bad
not really a fan.
And they do the comparisons. and they do the comparisons, compare him to other artists. I'm like, well, he did this and this and that. Why is this one getting nominated over him? I'm like, why do you want a lane of his own? Please stop comparing him to other people. So when he gets dragged on Twitter, then y'all get upset.
Animosity.
Yeah.
And that too could be a maturity level. I also realize too, there are a lot of people lacking comprehension skills on this social media. It's really bad. So
for me,
really, really bad.
Who actually, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Pam.
Okay. For me, I actually posted the article, and the reason why I posted it was a totally different reason, though. Because I just try to remind the people that follow my page, I just try to remind them that God got Chris back, because it's very important to me that they understand that it don't matter what you're seeing. You got to know that this stuff is not going to be a downfall or something. You know, them throwing this stuff out is not something that anybody should be worried about. So I make sure, for me, just for anybody that's seen it on my page, that's why I just wanted to make it clear as to why I decided to post this on my page, because of everything that I stand for and what I put up about him anyway. So, just clarity of why you would have seen it on my page.
But I do think people need a place to come, and whatever that is they're feeling, they need a place to post that. And they're not able, it's just automatic to, you know what I'm saying? So they can kind of find out, they're reading, they're researching, they're trying to figure out what's going on. And maybe it'd be easier if Team Breezy put out something saying, you know what? We want to completely stop. This is 2018. Let's just stop all of the negativity. Let's not repost any negativity at all.
Right.
Let's only focus on positive energy, positive posts. And if you do come across some negative information, here is the place we need for you guys to come repost and check the DM. This is the DM for concerns and questions on negative media outlet information.
That's great. Mm-hmm. That's actually a good idea.
Yeah. Hey, we can communicate through DMs, because instead of one person's not, taking the responsibility for getting the information, because of course, we don't all know, all the information, but let's say communicate through DMs rather than on open Twitter.
And I don't know about now, but because sometimes I'm just not on Twitter, but at least a good year ago, there it is again, a good year ago, the older fans or stands, they would send whatever they saw through DM and communicate, because they didn't want to be the one to spread it on their page. But they all the time send DMs. Did you see this? What is this? What is this about? All the time.
Right.
So it's not like people aren't DMing. We've done it. But it's just you don't see it because it's in the damn DM. So as it should be. So I think that's an awesome idea, April.
We all should stop even, they need to be blocked and literally isolated and basically separated from Team Breezy. So whatever information they do have, it will be on their own mess, but we won't be commenting. Anyone that's Team Breezy, and this is the thing, when people start true Team Breezy, true fans will call them out on it.
The only thing is that them is so ratchet. I call them ratchet Team Breezy and they're rampant on Instagram, rampant. But because they're way worse than Twitter Team Breezy, and I mean the problem is if you go and you say something, then they're cursing you out and going crazy. I'm like, oh my god, it's not even worth it. Yeah.
Well, the funny part is,
what I've been doing, I've been using clips from the podcast to advertise when a new one comes out, and I probably will use that clip of you talking about, communicating about things like that through DM, if you don't mind. Right.
Oh, absolutely.
So I'll probably be using that. Sade, everybody loved your little quote from. Did you listen to it?
No. Oh my God, you posted me. Nobody's here. Oh my goodness.
On Instagram, when you were talking about to put this out here, the album is going to be, triple and quadruple platinum. That was real popular.
Oh yeah, I firmly believe that by the end of the year, it will be at least triple platinum. I do. I feel like it.
Before we end it, can we acknowledge Dr. King Day? Is that possible?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
In 2018, dealing with the leader of the free world, who, in my opinion, is doing everything he can to keep us separated as people, period.
Right.
Just by his tactics and the way he do things. But putting it under the guise of, I'm not going to do politics as usual, but what you're really doing is it's like racism 2.0 is what you're invoking back into the country. So that, I just think it's a shame. If Dr. King was here, I just know he wouldn't be pleased at this point at where we are as a country.
I agree. It is a sad state of affairs.
Yeah.
It really is. One thing I'm looking at, thinking of Colin Kaepernick. He's doing a silent protest by taking the knee, and all these people are vilifying him. And then these same people are now, talking about Dr. King.
Right.
I can't wait.
Right.
You're missing something here.
Right.
Like, that's what he did. He did peaceful protest, and that's what Colin was doing. But you're vilifying him for it. Like, make up your mind.
Yeah.
Right.
I remember when I was in high school, we took a trip to the Lorraine Motel. Yeah, it was very, very. How you described the Emmett Till exhibit in the African American History Museum, that was a very surreal moment being at that place, because history changed forever, just for him stepping out on that balcony that quick. And I remember I stood in the spot that he stood in, because they have a reef there, like where it marks the spot where he was standing, and just to think, like, it sends a chill up your spine. Like, it's just like
that.
All he did was step out on his balcony, and just to think there was some lunatic across, ready to take him out that fast.
Right. Do you guys think that any of us could or would be fearless, right, to walk out what you believe is your God-given call, despite all of what's going to come against you, but it's something you were born to do? Like, how many of us could fearlessly walk out on a day-to-day basis and do exactly that, because that's what you were born to do?
Right.
That's really hard to say.
Yeah, you know what? The only way I could do it is if I didn't have a family. I just don't feel like I could. That would be my major concern, my children and the repercussions. And I think that's why a lot of people don't, even now, even then. I mean, they were really strong back then. I mean, I watched Selma, and that's just like, wow. Like, I just don't know how. I just don't know. I don't know if I could have taken that. I don't know if I could have been that strong. It's just, you have a whole nother level. That's a whole nother level of faith.
You know what it does, though? It's your, when you believe something, I don't care, it can be something so small, or it can be something that affects millions, right? Like, his life affected and is still affecting millions. So that's a real legacy, like Michael Jackson and these people that we see whose life is still, flowing nowadays or whatever. So it's like, to not do it is almost, I don't want to say blasphemous, but it's like, you can't even live not doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I can't sleep knowing this is what I'm supposed to be doing, because you believe it, like, in your heart.
It's your destiny, yes.
It's like, I can't live this another day and not be who I'm supposed to be or what I'm supposed to be doing. That is like where this generation is separated from the previous generation, because it's not about those convictions anymore. It's more about, hey, this makes me feel good. I'm happy when I do it, so I'll just do it. And I could care less about the next person beside me. I don't care about, the legacy or whatever it is that, you feel like it is. It's just about me and mine, and that's all I care about. And I think that's where we miss, quote unquote, the call, or that impact that we really can bring into the world. Like Chris Brown is so much more than 2009. And when you really get in depth about it, when you really go think about how, in my personal opinion, the devil been trying to take this boy out before he was even born, and then you think about his environment. I mean, he's been trying to take him out since the beginning, but it's because of something. It's something. It's not for nothing. And I think that's where you have to ask yourself, how can you be fearless so that you can make the difference you're supposed to make in this world? And that's what Dr. King, that's what his legacy teaches each and every one of us.
Yes,
I agree.
Yeah, I do too. I can only hope to aspire to that level of faith and fearlessness. I just don't know. Just watching some of them, it's like, I don't know.
Right.
And he left a lot of that strength. A big family, but he.
I know.
But I think he was thinking about them because things were not,
the way he wanted them to be. But
yeah,
gosh, I mean, you just have to just completely just not even have fear. You just can't. You can't let fear. People that fear keep them from flying. People that fear keep you from doing so many things in the world.
That's
but
true.
Literally fear. He wouldn't even let fear save his life. I mean, that's like something, that's just a totally different level of faith. Of course, that was his calling.
Well, love is what, is what, quote unquote, cast out the fear. I mean, it beats out the fear. Love does, meaning he had for his calling, he believed, first of all, in God's love for him as a man, as a person, as someone who, brought him here to do a certain thing. So he was convinced beyond a shadow of doubt that what he was doing was his life's work. So once he got to that level, anything that he came up against, it ain't that he couldn't feel it, like an emotion of feeling fear. It's just it did not weigh what he had to do. That's like what happens with us. It's like all of a sudden any scrutiny you have to go against, water hoses, dogs, jail, eating with batons, whatever that thing is, you are fit for it. Now somebody else can't just walk out there in your shoes, and think they gonna do what you did and be okay. Right. It's not gonna happen. But like your business and what you do, I would be scared to death to leave, say, my job and try to do what you do, because that's not my calling. I don't believe it. You know what I mean? But it's just, when you hear Tammy talking about promotion of Chris stuff, you can hear it. Like it's something almost like, it's almost like she's born to do it. Like, so every day she wakes up, she got other things in her life, but at the end of the day,
that's like number one.
Right, exactly. But other people will be looking at her saying, "You crazy? This all you do all day? This is what you know?" Because they don't get it, And she can take it. She can take it though, because that's what she gonna do. It's what she do. So
the commitment
exactly. So when you sing Chris saying, he said, "Thank you for giving your life to love." He says, "Thank you for giving your life to love and inspire the world to see the beauty in each other." And then he goes on, today our ignorance has evolved due to the fact of false info and a government who monitors and incarcerates or silence or kill anything we have close to a leader. And he says, "Thank you for giving us a chance." To me, for one, it tells me more even about who Chris is and even who he believes he's supposed to be. It tells me that, have you ever noticed that when Chris is in interviews, he'll say he might be giving you a good quote unquote a good word, but then he'll come back and say, "But I ain't preaching, but I don't want to preach because I ain't know." You know, he'll dumb himself back down because I don't know if it's because he's afraid of somebody saying, "Well, who are you?" But it's like that's the one thing I pray for him all the time, to stop that. Like you said what you said, and it was good.
And stand firm behind.
Have you
you don't have to. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Did you ever notice when he does speak his mind, he always say, "Let me take that back because they're gonna try to take me out." Like I never really believed that there was like a upper elite thing, but like when he say things like that, it makes you go, Because I don't like to think of the Illuminati and think that's like a real thing. Like I would hate to think that people are actually like that in the industry. But he always said that like I don't want to preach. I don't want to. You know, they be trying to take me out. They're gonna try to get me out of here. Like he said that on one too many occasions, and I'm like, who's trying to take you out? Like,
well, you know, if we're gonna go out, well, we'll wait till we get to the delete this part.
Okay.
So on that, but I do see what you're saying. But please remind me when we get there to say something about that. But this is
we're just about there.
Oh, okay.
I thought we were there.
We're just about there.
We never really closed it out.
5 minutes after 8.
I'm sorry.
5 minutes after 8. So let's just so that we're trying to make sure that we don't, go over 2 hours with just what we talk about in general. But it's so awesome that so many of you guys could be on today because we're, trying new times to see. And so this is the first time we've had it at the podcast at night in quite some time. So, and all of you are here. So that's awesome. And I'm here and I never get to be on. That's awesome too.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, that it worked out. So thank you guys for joining in. I appreciate listening to all of your opinions and all of your feedback. And it was great. So see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay.
Thanks for joining us on this episode, and we hope you'll join us again at the Vanguard.